We can administer post-tests anytime we wish by clicking on test schedules, and we'll continue picking on Kalisha. So let's say that we would like Kalisha to have a post-test tomorrow. We can go ahead and pick tomorrow's date. Now, what's going to happen here if I apply new date? When Kalisha logs in tomorrow into the student interface, or the first time she logs in after tomorrow, it's going to pause her training. It's going to assign her a post-test, and it's going to compare her pre-test and post-test, just as we looked at the example of Kalisha earlier, and it will make report information available to us. Now, when do we assign a post-test? Well, I would recommend that you not assign a post-test till students have at least 12, 15 hours of time on task in the software. And if we are looking for our post-test to reflect gains, we have to make sure that our students were working with fidelity. And I'll show you very quickly what I mean by that. I'm going to go back to my reports tab, and I'm going to look at my group under the school snapshot report. Now, as I mentioned before, these reports will populate, and I can see here, let's look at Kalisha. She's in a 6-7 comprehensive program. She currently has completed 75% of her current training program. What's going to happen when she's finished, by the way? She's done 60 of 80 skills in her current training program. When she's done, it will send her back to redo any skills that she did not complete at the default criteria. Those that were modified either by the software or that an educator modified and she completed after the criteria was modified. So she'll go back, she'll redo any skills that she really struggled with, that it was reflected in that way, and then it will automatically assign Kalisha a higher level training program. You, the educator, won't need to do this, to the end of available content. What is the end of available content? All of the sub-skills. We're going to have sight vocabulary up to level 10, which is approximately high school entrance academic, and we have level 1 to 10 content. So there is a lot of content in there, but it's going to assign her higher training. I can see that now she has 37 hours, 51 minutes in the program, but 28 hours, 11 minutes of time on task. That's her actual time when she's either doing practices or doing exercises. This time in the program, if she happened to be logged in and you were speaking with her for 10 minutes, it would record that 10 minutes. So this time on task is the important number. And I can see that Kalisha's only getting on average half a session a week. If we wish to use this Academy of Reading effectively for an intensive intervention, then that number should be 3 or higher, ideally 3.5 or higher. Her average time on task per week is only about 8 minutes. So you see that we're looking more for maybe 30 to 60 minutes a week of average time on task, something like that. So when would we assign a post-test? Maybe when Kalisha gets to be 13, 15 hours of time on task. And she's, as you know, in this example, has already been assigned a post-test. Okay, so I'm going to go back now to my classes tab, which is my working tab. And by the way, I was referring to Academy of Reading, but if I happen to have math, the students log in separately for Academy of Reading and Academy of Math. But for we teachers, we can just access our students for math by clicking on the little drop down. All right, I'll stop there. That's a good introductory overview of the management system in the Academy of Reading, and I hope you found that very useful for your purposes.